a.m. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Yeah, you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my...
Right, well, hello. We are back finally. It has been a bit long, I do apologise. In for legs, it is Friday 21st of April. Can't remember the last time I filmed, it was quite a while ago now. But been mad busy, been up in Glasgow for some shows. Then been to 2 shows since the last video, and then I'm at the Manchester Fit Expo in 3 weeks, the PC Universe in like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, how long it is after that. But yeah, in for legs, done 4,000 steps on the treadmill. Just putting my shoes on now for legs, and I've got to do 5 10 minutes on the bike just to warm up my legs. Everyone always asks about these shoes. They're the barefoot shoes, so it's like, feels like you're barefoot, which is why I deadlift and train legs in them. They're called like Vivo barefoot shoes. You know, these are very scummy now, I've had them for too long, but they're fantastic, highly recommend. They're like, you know them barefoot shoes with toes in, everyone wears, where you look like you touch kids. They're like them, just without the individual toes, so you don't look like you touch kids, which is nice. So yeah, back at Pro Strength and Fitness for legs today, as I'm down south, so not in the usual Stockies or Rotherham Ultraflex. Pre-workout wise, had one of these like sachets of Conviction from Conte Sports, obviously from Fullboar. Use my code EAGLES, it saves us some money, but Conviction's pretty good, like a very high stim, so ideal for legs. And these little packets, you get them from Fullboar's member site, you get sent them for free if you become a member. So they're fucking fantastic for travelling, like out in a minute, you just chuck it in your bag, slam it when you get to the gym. So yeah, going to jump on the bike now. We'll probably talk a little bit, just update you on my plans at the minute, where I'm up to, where I'm heading, what the plans are for the season. Might do a whole separate video on that actually. I'll touch on it briefly now, but then might do a little bit more of an in-depth video later down the line. Right, we're on the fat person bike, warming up the legs. Just jump on here for 5 10 minutes before legs, just spin. Don't really crank up the intensity of anything, just literally warm up my knee joints. Bit of blood in the quads and hams, and just get going like that. So yeah, it's been a while. In terms of the off season, I don't think anything's changed, to be honest, since I've last done a video. Food's still at about 4K, give or take. It's like 4.2 on a training day, 3.9 rest day, I think, something like that. So for me, that's pretty low. I'm still hungry on that. Like, I get hungry in between meals, which at peak off season does feel strange. So it's pretty boring because nothing's changing week on week. Reason being is I am 40 pounds over my weight cap, and you will see when I pose at the end of this session, I'm still in good shape. Like, I'm similar condition to when I was like 8 weeks out last year at peak off season. And because I've got a classic weight cap, you know, I've got 40 pounds to pull off from here, we can't afford to grow another 10 pounds before prep starts because I won't be able to make weight then. So it's one of them, we're just sort of solidifying this weight, making it look better than it did before, and then we'll get into prep. As for now, we're probably about, I think it's 10, 11 weeks before prep begins. So I think it's late June, early July, we'll be starting prep. Shows, probably not going to announce yet, but we're looking, obviously it's pro qualifiers, not fucking about with any other shows this year, just straight after the pro card. So yeah, as for today, obviously it's me filming and editing, so apologies. Going to be legs at Pro Strength and Fitness in Swindon. Probably pendulum squat, then leg press and bits like that. I've got to do hip thrusts at the minute, which I'll get into. So yes, we'll crack on with this now. I'll finish off this and we'll go and get training. Right, obviously, leg extension or leg curl, always band yourself in. I'm not sure how to on this one. Chuck it around there. So yeah, obviously band yourself in, stability, stops your hips raising up, allows you just to focus on the contraction rather than pulling yourself into the machine. Might be a pretty poor leg day today because I've got fucking proper bad sciatica all down my right leg. And my right rotator cuff, this one, is absolutely snapped to shit as well. So, you know, probably due a deload, but strength-wise, everything's still flying, so I'm reluctant because, you know, I'm in a pretty good groove with strength progressions and momentum. It's just the sciatica is fucking up my leg day and my posterior day at the minute, so we'll see how it goes. Right, top set on ham curl done. God, that hurt. So Gen 3 Life Fitness, the Gen 1 is far better, but you know, it'll do. On top of sciatica and a disabled shoulder, we've also got excruciating knee pain, which is nice. Going for the Watson pendulum, not a fan of the Watson pendulum. Much prefer the Predator strength one, but it'll do. As usual, done 2 working sets on a hamstring curl, seated hamstring curl prior to the primary squat. Reason being is obviously pendulum is very quad dom, so pre-fatiguing the hamstrings mean they're going to fail sooner. You're going to get more out of them when you go into your primary squat. Seated hamstring curl, because seated hamstring curl over line hamstring curl to start with, because I find it harder to get the seated hamstring curl short. So whilst my hamstrings are still fresh, I'm going to prioritise that shortened position, which is why on the set you saw I was also pausing in the contraction, just to get as much out of that shortened range whilst they're fresh as possible. And then later in the workout, when I move on to a line hamstring curl, we'll obviously be slightly biasing the mid to lengthen range there, as it'll be hard to get short. All right, as pendulums go, this one's relatively heavy compared to most. I've put a purple band on it, not reverse banded, like it makes it harder, this band, but I've just put it on there to try and balance out the resistance profile to make it a little bit smoother, because with this one especially, it's heavy at the bottom and mid, and then drops off massively as you get to the top of the movement. So putting that band on, that's going to drop off at the bottom, and then it's going to get tension as you come to the top. So sort of trying to balance out that resistance profile. Also got the foot plate relatively shallow, just to allow for much more knee flexion to put more stim to the quads. Right, successfully buried my knees. that's them written off. Not doing a back off set, just one top set on my squatting movement at the minute, just because my knees can't take 2 sets. Going to move on to squat press now, probably some pretty high rep stuff. It's not a Cybex, I don't know what it is, it's unbranded. Feels similar to a Cybex. It might be like a really old Cybex, to be honest. I don't fucking know, but it feels alright. The first 4 plates are 25s, then these are 20s now. This one, very weird. It's pretty heavy at the top of the movement. It gets very heavy, like sticks at the top. But we're focusing on depth, and I'll do my next set, film it straight from behind so you can see my foot placement. And I'm driving my knees out to the side of my body. Feet semi-narrow, turned out, driving knees outwards. The reason being is my legs, they're big, but they lack quad sweep. They're not very shapely, really good cuts in them, really detailed. Just not very shapely, so that's what I need to improve. It's very anecdotal, this research into forcing your knees wider is going to recruit more quad sweep. Vastus lateralis, I think is what it's called, that part of your leg. But John Meadows used to be huge on this, used to say, drive your knees outwards, keep your feet somewhat narrow, turn your feet out. That's how you're going to recruit more quad. So it doesn't hurt to try it. You're still getting a lot of quads, even if it's not specifically that outside head. You know, it is going to be worth it. It's going to be worth the whole quad. But we're just trying to direct a little bit more of the stimulus to that outside head of the leg. Right, I'm not filming where I put my knees and feet yet because this is my top set now. Should have recorded a warm up, but I'll record a back off from sort of behind so you can see which way my knees travel. Oh shit, come on! Done one set of leg press. I don't even know if you can hear me. I'm sat like right under a speaker, so it's dead loud. I'll bring it a bit closer so you can hear me. Intra-workout was a bit different. So we've got 30 grams of carbs as normal. I've got 2 scoops of supplement needs electrolytes. I always take these on legs in my intra just because my legs, just my quads especially, they just cramp so easily when I'm training legs. Like after doing a quad dom pendulum and then leg press, like they just cramp like really badly. So I need the electrolytes in there to prevent that. I've also got a scoop of Hydromax in there, the sour apple flavour. All from Fullboar, obviously. I'm actually going to link all the products this week down below, just because they are ones I strongly suggest you get. So Hydromax is a hydration formula, so it's got everything in there for hydration, besides the electrolytes, which is why I then add in electrolytes. And it's got some electrolytes, but doesn't have a full profile. So I add in the supplement needs electrolytes, which has a very full profile, and it just keeps me like perfectly hydrated, along with the carbs. So I'll link all those down below. Strongly suggest getting on it for your leg day. Even if you don't suffer with cramp, it is going to help you perform better to a certain extent. Your pumps are going to be better because you've got all the right minerals in you. So all that I'll be linked down below, along with the pre-workout with Inrtra, which is very good. I feel fantastic. I'm fucking shaking all over the place, so you know that's when you know it's good. I'll link that all down below. Obviously, code Eagles, save yourself some money. Right, back off set. I film it from behind so that you can see foot placement and direction of my knees travel. Knocked off 2 plates aside, so 80 kilos off from the top set. I don't even know what the top set was. I just loaded it up till it felt heavy, then just went to a failure because it's not being my normal leg press. With it not being my normal leg press, I'm not sure where my working sets are. I probably undershot it a little bit, so we'll just go for some high reps here. I want 15 if I'm being realistic here, with continuous reps. Full depth, as you saw from my top set, I'll go extremely deep here. So same again, 15 reps continuous, that is what we are going for here. The world's most emasculating movement with a hip thrust. The reason being is obviously going for classic physique. If you look at all the top guys, their glutes are stripped out, like top to bottom, absolutely peeled beyond belief. Last year I had lines in my glutes, like they were lean, but they weren't stripped out by any means. And there wasn't really much fat to come off. I lost about 4 or 5 kilos of muscle trying to get fat off. So realistically, Tom and I, my coach, have decided we need a bit more density through the glutes. It wasn't even that the glutes were small, I think they just lacked dense muscle, similar to my lower back, so it just looked a little bit softer. With my age as well, obviously, I'm still very young, I don't have that maturity to my look yet, that like thin skin per se. So yes, the strict glutes will come with age as well, I need to be patient, but doing some heavy hip thrusts to try and build up density isn't going to hurt. Yes, it may not work, but it's worth a shot. So effectively just hip thrusting once a week now. Pretty heavy, squeezing hard in the contraction. Just growing an absolute fat dump truck, mate. Jesus Christ. Oh, that really fucking hurt. Me not having kids. Done top set, the hip thrust. Doing a back off now with 4 plates. I feel absolutely shocking, like I want to just throw up everywhere. I think I had pre-meal a little bit too close to training today. Started training at like 9:30, ate my pre-meal at like 8:30. So yes, that's on me. I feel absolutely shocking. But nearly done. I've got this. I'm going to try and fly through the rest of it now, so I don't chunder. We've got a leg extension, line ham curl, and adductor. I don't do calves because they're already big enough. They're taking up too much of my weight cut, so I actually want them to be smaller. So yeah, this leg extension, ham curl, adductor, hose. Fuck off, hose. set, and then we're on to adductors, and then we're done. With the Lion Ham Curl, quick one, make sure you're pressing, driving your hips into the pad. Don't be lifting your hips up and like arching your back. If you proper drive. I was just talking about hamstring curl, but my iPhone storage ran out, so it cut off. Basically, press your hips in, you're going to get a much better contraction at the top and bottom of the movement. Onto adductor now, obviously finishing the session with adductor, and if you don't know why, go to my Instagram or watch my last legs video. If you start with it, you're just going to increase your chance of injury because it's going to shorten your hip flexor, pull on your piriformis, and just basically fuck up your whole alignment when you go into your squat movement. So put it at the end of the movement, at the end of your session, and you won't risk injury. But yeah, so 3 sets of adductor, and then we'll go to some posing. But honestly, I'm so close to throwing up. It is not pleasant, and it's not because I'm so hardcore. I'm training so hard. Like I've trained hard, but that's not the reason. I think I just ate too much, too close to training, and it's fucked me. Right, into the posing room. I'll sort out my storage so I can actually film some more. So I'm going to chuck on the trunks, go through some posing now. They've changed the lighting in here since last time I was in, so they've got spotlights up there now. So I'm going to try and stand against that wall there so that you can get a pretty good idea of how I'm looking. The only issue is because I'm having to record landscape for YouTube, you may not see all of me because it's not further enough away, if that makes sense. But I'll see what I can do, and if not, I'll just do it here. Right, legs wrapped up, done posing as well. That posing room is absolutely fantastic. So if you want a good posing room down south, come here, Pro Strength Fitness. Pretty good leg session. Stopped feeling ill now, which is good. Has been like half an hour since I trained, so you should hope so. But yes, gonna go finish some steps now and then wrap it up and go home and start editing this. As for the next video, not sure. I'm probably going to shoot something at the Fit Expo in 3 weeks. I've got clients competing Saturday and Sunday, and also the whole of the Fullboar team are at the Fit Expo. So, you know, I'll try and get a YouTube video in with some other people, some pros and stuff. There's a fair few going, so I'm sure I'll be able to pull something together. So look for that. Anything specific you want me to train or hit or go through, please do message me or leave a comment or whatever. Just because running out of ideas and I'm like 8 videos in, so that's not looking good. But yeah, 10 more weeks of pretty much no changes, pretty boring stuff, nothing crazy is going to happen, and then prep will start and it will be pretty exciting. So, you know, I'm going to bring videographers out to Europe to compete. When I compete, I'm going to bring videographers out with me, document the whole thing. So, you know, it's going to be a pretty good season. So like and subscribe, see if there's any of that, and please message me ideas of what to film. But yeah, so I will catch you in the next one.